Hello everyone, it's Grigon over here, and today I wanted to talk about Honkai Star Rail. Now, I absolutely disliked Honkai Star Rail. There are many things in it did good, but the bad outweighed them for me. Now, this is going to be a video about my personal experience only. This is most likely not going to apply to the masses. I quit Star Rail after merely 4 hours. The last thing I did in it was getting enough currency to get a Clara. Then I immediately uninstalled it. My pulls have been, in my video showcase, like they have been recorded. Now I am very biased against turn-based games. I don't actually dislike them. I just, outright try to, I give them a fair chance. Mostly, I play them for 2 to 3 days. If I like it, I will play it. But in the case of Star Rail, it was bad enough for me to quit in 4 hours. Now, as you can see, I'm playing a different turn-based game, meaning I can still enjoy them. And I kind of like this combat and this style. But what I wanted, what I wanted from Star Rail, it couldn't just deliver it as you, because this game has been made by Hoyoverse, okay, and after Genshin's success, one can come to expect that they will make good games, but unfortunately, they kind of kept it at the level of Genshin only. Not like the Genshin is bad, but you might think that they will try to step up their game. They will make like this amazing turn-based game, but no. Now I have played plenty of turn-based games. Most notably, I like Pokemon, and then there's a lot of heroes. This game that I'm playing right now, and a few more. Most of those games have something that Star Rail had, and also didn't have. Like there are some problems these other games are never going to face that Star Rail is particularly did for me. One thing to note is I am a player, not a content creator. So my reasoning are gonna differ to many of you that have heard about people like quitting the game in the YouTube sphere and such. Another unique reason is going to be I am a mobile player specifically, and some reasonings are very specific to that platform. That is for me. I am so going to rate this as a mobile game and as a cross-play PC console game later. So keep that in mind. So about the good, yeah, there is not much to say. The starting prologue section was okay, it was nice, but the ending cinematic just didn't have the oomph I thought there would be. And like we were fighting this huge colossal dragon like thing, like whatever it was called, like Doomsday Beast, yeah, Doomsday Beast. And the Doomsday Beast fight was kind of fun. You have to beat both the hands, and they revived or some. I didn't even get the mechanic. Like that's how badly they had designed it. Like, what do expect me to think when you don't even have to properly figure out the very first boss's mechanic? Like I know like it's not ultra hard type of game, but at least make some type of any kind of mechanic. Then you have to figure it out at first, and you like feel good about yourself. Unfortunately, this game is from Hoyoverse, and you can never expect things like this from Hoyoverse. Now, I haven't played Honkai Impact 3rd. No, I have played it. I was, I think, level 37 or something. Yeah, means, I didn't play it enough, I quit halfway through the game. But, I think there were some aspects in Honkai Impact 3rd that, there was even something like you have to think about it. Even in Genshin, you have to think at least at a very basic level, even sometimes to intermediate level. Yeah, okay, this boss is going to do this attack, so what should I do next? In Star Rail, nothing like that. and I was hoping for more epicness in that, the cutscene and the fight, which I didn't. I literally didn't have any of them. I defeated the boss in about, let's just say, 3 to 4 turns. Like my player moves, then the boss moves, player moves, boss moves. About 3 to 4 turns, might be 5 or 6. I don't know, but in yeah, 6 is the maximum. In about 6 turns, I had defeated the boss. Now the characters design is fabulous in this game, and I know for a fact that it's gonna get better from looking at Genshin and Genshin's history. The music is alright. Loved the chill vibes in the lobby. Okay, now the good stuff ends over here, and and now my gripes with the game actually begin. Okay, this is a fucking 9 gigs large auto battler game. I am so sorry, but 9 gigs of autoplay doesn't deserve any kind of space on my phone. Secondly, there aren't any remarkable and memorable places in the game that I found or loved. Like in Genshin, when I first started, this the open world was so beautiful. Like I had never had the chance to play Zelda, and Genshin gave me the chance to play Zelda like game with anime and gacha. I enjoyed it. Star Rail doesn't give anything unique, which I'm gonna talk about further in. Secondly, there aren't any remarkable that stuff that we can do in this game. Like for example, let me say Pokemon. In Pokemon, we can you know skip a turn, we can eat food, we can use items, and there are different typings in Pokemon. Like in this Star Rail, we have typings like quantum, imaginary, then we have like I think fusion, wind, ice, and physical. Okay, these are the 7 to 8 types. The types don't offer any kind of uniqueness to the combat. For example, in Pokemon, if we have a super effective type, you'll do 2 times more damage. If we have a type that is effective against 2 types and the opponent is set 2 types, we will deal into 4 times damage. If ineffective type, will do half the damage. There are even some types that are immune. Now in Star Rail, the type uh, advantage is only in breaking the toughness bar, and when you break the toughness bar, you will apply a debuff or kind of something like that on the enemy. Now if you look at the debuffs descriptions, most of the debuffs are almost the similar. Like physical will inflict periodic bleed, wind will inflict wind damage periodically, same with burning. Ice is different, that it will freeze the enemy. The only three uniques are ice, quantum, and imaginary. Other than that, the other three, like wind, physical, and burning, are only good at applying AOE, or something like a dot damage. Like if you replace, if you just forget whatever the type the element does, and just replace it with XXX, and you will see that it will be almost the same description. Some will be single target, some will be AOE, but other than that, they will just deal dot damage. No super effective, no nothing. So why even other types? Why didn't you just keep like X type or Y type? So why even have typings when you could have just added it as a different skill mechanic? Yeah, like if you wanted AoE damage, and you could just keep it in skill. Like most characters have it in the skill, like Himiko has. Like toughness break, and then she will do extra damage. I think then quantums are even specific, that as you defeat them, and the quantums will go and attack again. Like there is this March 7th, I think, passive, that if an enemy attacks you, March 7th will counter attack. Like, why not just not keep it like skill mechanics? Why make it a typing? I think they just wanted to like, okay, this turn based, so we have to add typing. Like, why reinvent the wheel? Nothing is broken, so why fix it? But the thing is, it's stupid for a game. And it's like you're just taking things off a checklist or box. Next is that about the quirkiness or uniqueness of the game. Again, I'm sorry to say, but ulting in between turns doesn't suddenly make it a whole lot unique. Ambushing in an enemy could be unique, and it is kind of a unique feature. Like, you will ambush the enemy and then they will already have a debuff or something like that. But it is only when you get ambushed, like a counter ambush or something like that, that you feel like, okay, this core part of the game, or this is a very unique thing. Like this open world, they have made an open world turn based game where you can ambush the enemy and apply debuff. But what's the point if the enemies can't reverse ambush you? Like, why? Because the next thing is that, like, this ambush mechanic is only as useful. I just want to say this ambush mechanic is stupid. Like, you have to literally be blind to get ambushed by an enemy. Even if an enemy that sees you, or has a suspicion bar, you can just walk up to them and tap basic attack, and boom, you have counter ambushed them. Congratulations. Like, that is, they have just added this extra mechanic to give you, like, this is this spice, this flavor. It's like you add a masala into a curry, and you tell the person that, look, I added masala. No, curry is supposed to have some kind of masala and something like that, spices, and it's not you added something new to it. It's already there, it's a part of the ingredients. You didn't add anything new. Next thing is, this game drains the battery of your phone like crazy, and then we have to put this game on auto battler. This thing drains the battery and takes the entire screen of your phone. And since it's a hover's game, and this is a high budget game, you can close this game to do any other thing. So basically, if you're playing on phone, your phone is logged on this game until the auto battler is over. Like, why? You are telling me that this is an auto battle game and we have to do other things while this game plays on. Well, the optimization of this game doesn't really allow it for me, which leads me to having things like, why don't you have skip tickets? Like, this game I'm playing right now, this is the right now I'm playing this skybreak tower in this game. This is like the abyss of the Genshin, or you can say simulated universe type. This doesn't have skip ticket, but all the other stages, like resource stage, farming stage, equipment stage, even some of the event stages, which you have to repeat the currency, they have skip tickets. Like, you can just skip the entire process of battling, and you can you just get straight to the reward screen, and you are like, oh, okay, I got this, good. I haven't reached to that point. I don't know if Honkai Star Rail has a skip ticket or something like that. But as far as I have seen on stream, like, there have been no, not even a hint of anything skip ticket like mechanic, which I think is kind of stupid for a turn-based game. Like, as far as I know, most turn-based games have this skip ticket mechanic. Next is that the game has a quote-unquote complex game mechanic. Again, to break it to you, the game could be a quantum mechanics game for all I care. You never have to learn it, cause the enemies die easily. So what's the point of having this high level of complexity when you can just glaze over half of the complex mechanics of the game? Like you can, for example, if we are talking about complex mechanics, and if I say that Honkai Star Rail doesn't have enough complexity, and then you will go on a complete this rant about, oh, this character can do this, and then another character can do this. There are four characters like that, and then you have to think about it, what your enemy will do, and then attack it, and what you are doing right now isn't explaining the complexity of the mechanic. It's like this: you have a simple task to do, that is to take the glass of water and drink it. This is the task. So what you are doing is that you are telling the person that, oh, you have to raise your hand, then you have to grip the glass, then you have to take, bring the glass near you, then you have to open your mouth, then bring the glass near the mouth, then drink the water, and all this complex, you're trying to make this sound so complex. Then you will say water came into your mouth, you gulped it down, then enzymes are starting to react on it. Like that's not complex. All right, you're just okay. There is complexity, but you aren't saying anything new or anything groundbreaking. I can just glaze over half of these things like enzyme workings, and I have to take the heart, and I can just simplify it to okay, I have to take this glass of water and drink it. Like this, as simple as that. I didn't have to dwell into any enzymes and mechanics and stuff like that. This game is the same. It could be the most complex thing, but I don't have to think about half of this complexity, half of the mechanics, because I don't need to. I literally have no reason, because the enemies died so quickly. I played it for 4 hours and enemies were dying quickly. Like what? What? I know there are some hard content in the game, but just having one or two hard content and saying, oh, this is the hard content, you didn't reach it. Well, guess what? That's 5% of the game. 95% of the game, I don't even think about it. So what's the point? Like that 5% doesn't suddenly make this game, a great game. The game is just like Genshin in the sense of novelty. This game is a novelty game, this is a story game, this is a combat game, and such and such and such. Because most people like to give the reason that this is a free AAA type title game, AAA type game that you can enjoy for the story. Well, guess what? I didn't download this 9 gigs of game for the story. And I'm saying this 9 gigs repeatedly and a lot because I want to drive it home very well, because the size is only gonna get bigger and bigger. For example, a fun fact: Genshin version 1.1 with Monster and Liyue, these two regions, these huge regions with lots of puzzles and lots of chest and quest. An open world game, it was only 7 to 8 gigs. Only 7 to 8 gigs. Think about it. This open world huge game was 7 to 8 gigs, and Honkai Star Rail is 9 gigs? What? What's this extra gig like? What are they doing? Why does a turn based game have to be 9 gigs? And that on the first patch. And let me just tell you, the story isn't all that good and game breaking or nothing like it. The story isn't like Avengers Endgame or something. It's a normal story. There's nothing good about it. There's another issue is from the faith, which I'm gonna talk about in my next video if I want to. But let me just give you a small perspective about my faith. Hoyover's games are very good games, but the company doesn't inspire much faith in me, because they have never actually given anything to the player base. Like when the games the first part of the game, like when Zhongli needed a buff and they gave a buff, that was the one thing they did. After that, what did they do? Nothing. The first anniversary, okay, anybody remembers the Genshin's first anniversary? What dog shit game, like no respect packed for the player base. Second anniversary, it was like, they were giving us scraps, like they were telling you to open your mouth and you're spitting in it. Like, I want to bet my left nut on this, on I want to bet my left nut that Honkai Star Rail's anniversary is gonna be the same. Right now you are all seeing that they are giving, free tickets and something like that. Well, they gave the same in Genshin or also. So it's nothing unique to, Honkai, like, oh, they are suddenly good. No. Hoyoverse as a whole has lost my faith. And I will give most of their titles, a chance, but that doesn't mean that their games are, suddenly I'm not gonna criticize them or something like that. So this is my Honkai Star Rail, journey. Not at all good. I didn't have fun. Like, this game I'm playing right now. Look at this ass chick. Star Rail doesn't even give me that. Boo. You know. So well, that's it for this video. See you guys later.
Post edit over here. I just wanted to say something that I forgot to add, that Honkai Star Rail was actually competing with how many games over here. Let me see. Like one Genshin, then two DK, PGR 3, A3 Gather 4, Rise of Heroes 5. These are the this all five of these games are gacha games. And Honkai Star Rail was competing with that on my phone for space and something like that. And unfortunately, Genshin Impact is like a better version of like Honkai Star Rail. Honkai Star Rail has many features that Genshin doesn't have, but I don't care. Genshin is came out better for me. Nikke, there's literally no comparison over there. Nikke for Coomers, let's go, hell yeah. PGR, the new units that are coming over here, completely their hype completely outclasses that for Honkai Star Rail for me. Aether Gazer, I'm playing it. It's similar to PGR. You have to think about it. I'm having a little bit of fun. Still better than Honkai Star Rail, since I don't have to have to auto battle in it. Rise of Arrows, the game that I just showed you. Nothing to add further to it. So yeah, that's also one of the reasons of why I quit Honkai Star Rail, because the competition for this game is not only turn-based games that are present in the market, but also the games that you as a person are playing. Honkai Star Rail is competing with the other games for your time and for your space and such. So yeah, that's all I wanted to add at the end.